Time for the hot topic of the hour. Despite Senate Democrats holding a 30-hour protest, President Trump's cabinet pick to lead the Office of Management and Budget, Russ Vought, confirmed along party lines. Vought will be sworn in this morning. He will play a pivotal role in reducing spending and reallocating funds. Alongside Elon Musk's DOGE, Democrats taking their fight against DOGE to the courts. A federal judge limiting the agency's access to the Treasury Department payment system records after 3 union groups filed a lawsuit. Another judge temporarily delaying President Trump's federal employee buyout deadline to Monday. Those who take the deal will receive pay benefits through September 30th. Now, the White House responds to that ruling. Here's what they say, quote, "We are grateful to the judge for extending the deadline so more federal workers who refuse to show up to the office can take the administration up on this very generous once-in-a-lifetime offer." So far, around 60,000 employees have accepted the offer. The White House expects that number to grow. Meanwhile, USAID employees, USAID, expected to be laid off today, drastically cutting that agency from more than 10,000 workers to just 294. The largest U.S. government workers union is suing the Trump administration to stop that from happening. Secretary of State Marco Rubio clarifying why these cuts are necessary. Watch this.
We're not trying to be disruptive to people's personal lives, but this is the only way we've been able to get cooperation from USAID. When we tried to do it from the top down by getting cooperation from the central office of USAID, what we found instead are people trying to use the system to sneak through payments and push through payments despite the stop order. The United States will be providing foreign aid, but it is going to be foreign aid that makes sense and is aligned with our national interest.
All right, so here's the thing. The Trump administration, John, the target is 5 to 10% of the federal workforce, right? That would somewhere in the range of $100 billion annual savings that would equate to if everybody takes these buyouts. So that's why they're saying it's okay for you to wait until Monday. It gives people more time to take the deal.
Oh, that's right. I think this is long overdue, and a lot of people are going to take this deal, and perhaps the Trump administration could also tell agencies not to fill positions where individuals are retiring as time moves on. I mean, if somebody quits, okay, then we'll just leave staffing levels where they currently exist. And they could probably get away with this to a large extent. I mean, there are going to be some critical employees, especially as it relates to technology, use of new technologies, but there are going to be some, unfortunately, that have been there for years who really aren't needed to keep on staff much longer.
Well, and I made this point, Joe, earlier in the program that, you know, there was a movement under President Bill Clinton to get rid of USAID. This was years ago because of some of the ridiculous things they were spending money on then, and the agencies survived. That's the bureaucracy angle of this. Today, you've got Transportation Secretary Duffy. He is now defending Elon Musk. He's defending DOGE. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton slammed the agency after Duffy announced that DOGE is going to help upgrade the U.S. aviation system. We've had 2 fatal plane crashes in just a week. Clinton posted they have no relevant experience. Most of them aren't even old enough to rent a car. You're going to let them mess with the airline safety that's already deteriorated on your watch. Well, Duffy fired back. He goes, with all due respect, experienced Washington bureaucrats are the reason our nation's infrastructure is crumbling. You need to sit this one out. He was also on Hannity, by the way. Watch.
I want to look at what was the focus of the department, right? The main focus, back to the history, was safety. The problem is they were focusing on, as you mentioned, the environment, EVs, changing language for social justice. They want to be politically correct. And when you don't focus on your systems and your safety, bad things happen. And so I look at this last week. You haven't seen anyone drain the swamp more than Donald Trump has done in the last week. And when you do that, these swamp creatures raise their heads like Hillary Clinton has, and they push back and they lash out.
And Joe Borelli, I want you to listen to this, because this is the Democrats' way of complaining. Watch this.
This is a national emergency. In the aftermath of the election, many Democrats needed time to soul search, to grieve, to think, but that time has ended.
I'm here to simply say that Elon Musk, you're fired. But the Progressive Caucus has our gloves on and we are in the ring.
Every day, Elon and his tech bros ride their skateboards over to a new agency and start crashing into their databases. This is not some kind of game. These things will cost lives.
Congressman Jerry Connolly and other Democrats are going to call for the committee's Republicans to subpoena Elon Musk.
All right, Joe Borelli.
I mean, you heard it here first, right? This is a national emergency. What will we ever do without Polish puppeteering troops and cross-dressing kickball leagues in Chile, right? These are the kind of things that really made the headlines that USAID is going to lose their ability to fund. I mean, you know, going back to that Hillary Clinton post that she put on X, I mean, this is someone whose new career seems to be serially out of touch, a commentator on everything. Most people, like me included, see Elon Musk, who's building rockets that are orbiting Earth, that are landing on their own infrastructure, and saying, yeah, maybe this is a guy who might have something valuable to add on tech related to the aviation industry. Maybe this is someone who we should, contemplate. But this is the party, the Democrats meaning, this is the party that has just devolved itself into hysteria and hissy fits. And I read the New York Times this morning. Yeah. The New York Times is calling Elon Musk's opportunities in our government a constitutional crisis. They're saying basically that because Trump is controlling the White House, the Republicans are in the House and Senate, there is a constitutional crisis. I don't remember the New York Times, by the way, ever saying that when Democrats controlled 3 branches of government. Did they ever even endorse a Republican Party candidate? I don't think so.
Well, they don't study history, obviously, because the point I made about the Bill Clinton presidency in those years, Mark Thiessen points that out today in the Washington Post, that it was, and I want to quote this specifically from him, this was Secretary of State at the time, Warren Christopher. He tried to close that foreign aid agency during that administration and merge it into the State Department. Exactly, and he was shut down. Exactly the same thing that they want to do now. We're not saying that we're going to shut down the agency, but you're going to get rid of the fluff, the employees that aren't, that aren't going to be needed. Right. Not fluff. My apologies to those federal workers, but you're going to eliminate jobs that don't make sense, and then you were going to fold what's left into the Department of State. Look, that makes sense to me.
I'm a Trump supporter. I want USAID or its subsidiary now in the Department of State to actually be proactively trying to solve some problems around the world.
HIV in Africa,
correct.
Understood.
Correct. There are starving children. There are poor people. Yeah. Wonderful things we can do, but it has to be respective and work in conjunction with our State Department so that we are rewarding our friends and punishing our enemies, and most important, not wasting taxpayer money on just these inane and insane proposals that have been just ingrained in our public spending since the Clinton administration.
Yeah. All right.